Ask you get. Today we're going to be diving into how I have rapidly built my YouTube over the last 3 weeks, with now reaching 628 subscribers and over 50 watch hours in 3 weeks on a brand new platform, which YouTube is a minefield. I am used to my safe haven of Facebook and Instagram, and then I'm coming onto the YouTube platform and it's new and it's like, okay, how do we play with this? So if you want to know how I've built over the last 3 weeks, then please do drop a like and subscribe down below and we will dive right in. Going through 5 things that have rapidly helped me to build my subscriber count and my watch hours over the last 3 weeks. Now, these are probably not conversations that you're going to get on every brand strategy session on YouTube. However, they're very real components that have been absolutely accelerating my business because of the way that they're allowing me to think bigger about my brand and the way that they're filling in the gaps in my industry. Now, for me, when I came onto the YouTube platform, I knew that it had to be different than all the other platforms that I've been on. I have been available on platforms, on social media for around 8 years in business. And therefore, I knew that if I was going to create a YouTube, it had to give something that wasn't already available inside of my business. Now, for those of you who know me, you will know that I'm present in my Facebook group. I'm dropping these live trainings, these live energies. I'm creating content daily. I'm raising conversations daily. I'm giving away freebies. And so I had to really sit there and say, what is YouTube gonna give that my other platforms aren't? And this is where number 1 comes in: community-led project. Now, if you are already an established entrepreneur, I want you to start thinking about YouTube being a community-led project, meaning that what you're utilizing on YouTube is a platform that allows you to connect with your already existing audience. Now, this is where my watch hours have rapidly built because I'm bringing my audiences from other platforms and I'm giving them a space to access even more of my energy, which is allowing them to dive in and build this community feeling. Now, when I'm speaking about my YouTube being a community-led project, what I'm doing is using it as a platform to tap into my audience. I feel the reason why my YouTube is able to rapidly grow is because I'm constantly asking questions of, what do you guys want? What do you need? What do you need in the acceleration of your business and your energy and spirituality? And by constantly asking those questions to my audience, I'm able to understand what types of videos you want and how they're going to impact you as my community on YouTube. Now, the power behind this is you're not just creating content and throwing it at a wall. You're creating very intentional content that is speaking directly to your audience and to their needs. And as somebody who's been in business for such a long period of time, I know that I haven't always gone onto my other platforms and really been intentional with making sure I'm creating content or lives that speak directly to my audience's needs, because I might be in a launch of an offer or I might have something I really want to share. So when I look at my YouTube platform, this is my library of tapping into my audience's needs. And it's constantly allowing the evolution, because even with this video, a lot of you have expressed, I want to know how you're going to a new platform and creating these big shifts. And so I'm feeding a video that's talking directly to what you already want, so that when I drop this, there's already engagement, there's already conversation, there's already communication. Is experiment. Now, experimenting is so important in business. And this is the thing that I see a lot of leaders not doing in the early days of their business, in a way that then hinders their business in the long run. Experimenting is about understanding, again, what your audience need and what they respond really well to. So when I look at the Misfits as a whole, we're constantly experimenting with, how are we going to allow our audience to integrate what we're sharing? How are we going to communicate this in a way that creates more momentum? How can we experiment with the styles of content that we're using? So coming into the YouTube platform, I knew that I had to experiment, because all of you are going to respond to things very, very differently. And by being experimental with the types of videos and communication that I'm sharing, I'm getting to understand the YouTube platform and what is going to be the most relevant for me and my channel moving forward. So you will know that I've done my daily podcast where I'm having audio conversations. I've done a few videos like this where I'm sharing video content. I have hosted conversations around spirituality, around strategy, and I'm playing around with what is going to be my YouTube niche, and also what do you guys want to see to the highest possible degree. So experimenting is going to help you understand the analytics and what your audience is responding to, and also what the YouTube platform really enjoys to see. So through my experimenting so far, I've really learned that you guys love to see a behind the scenes of what I'm doing and what I'm sharing. So when you hear me sharing natural parts of my life and natural parts of my energy, that is really activating to you and you want more of that content. And I've also learned that whilst you love my audios, the audios that you're responding really well to are my very, very real and raw audios where I'm sharing again that I'm on a human pathway and I'm on a human life, and I'm also integrating all of these things. And you love the videos versus the audios because you can see me, which is allowing me then to look at the way that I'm feeding content to you over the next couple of months so that I can continue to build that subscriber count and those watch hours. Number 3, slightly in number 2, but it's all about behind the scenes. So for me, I feel like on YouTube, it's a different platform. People love to see you in motion. They love to see you in energy. And so regardless of what industry you're in, I feel like you have to think outside the box of, where am I going to position something that not every leader is doing? Meaning not every business coach out there is sitting there and just riffing with their audience on the behind the scenes conversations. Not every business coach out there is educating their audience on these spiritual terms and what they mean and how they integrate inside of their business. And so by me bringing this behind the scenes of my world, of my energy, you're getting that deeper relationship with me. And I find that the deeper the relationship is with your audience, the bigger impact you create. So if you're thinking about building a YouTube platform or even any brand in general, you want to really be thinking about the behind the scenes. Can your audience not just see you as a leader of your craft, but actually see you as somebody who gets it and you're relatable and you're creating in this lighthearted ambience through just being yourself? I find that because I'm dropping real raw conversations from Rosie Victoria, a lot of you are coming from other platforms because you're finally getting to see me unplugged and in this human life experience, which allows you to feel more relatable and also understand the concepts of what I'm sharing a little bit deeper. Is share and collaborate. Now, I am one for the galleys. I love working with the beautiful women of this world. And I feel like with that, I've tried to really step into what it means to collaborate and really build strong relationships with those around me. Now, I have a beautiful web of network and a beautiful web of other entrepreneurs inside of my space. And if you are an entrepreneur, a business owner, and you don't have a web and a network, go and find one. You need a network. You need people that can hold you at the standard in which you desire to create and the standard in which you desire to play. And by creating this web and creating this network, you're going to allow yourself to elevate much faster because people get to know you through the lens of somebody else. Now with this, what I've been doing and what you guys are going to see very, very soon is collaboration and network work that is allowing my YouTube to grow based on the collaborations that I'm forming. So I'm tapping into people who already have very, very active follow accounts on YouTube, and I'm building collaborations where I'm going onto their YouTube, we're filming something together as an industry professional. It's adding value to their space, it's adding value to my YouTube. And so sometimes we have to put ourselves out there and be willing to pitch ourselves with other creators so that we can boost our energy together and look at increasing our follower accounts through these beautiful webs of connection. Now, the other part of this is you can really look at the ways that you can bring other people with big follow accounts onto your YouTube so that you can scale and grow without always having to think about building your own network. In fact, they can share the link, they can drop the link, and they can come into your space. But the other thing about network is if you have a network on another platform, remember you really want to think about the incentive of why they're going to follow you on YouTube. So for me, I always knew that I had to think outside the box and make this more of a community project because it bridged the gap in my business. And if there is no bridged gap with coming onto YouTube, there probably isn't an incentive as to why they should subscribe and like and follow you there. So maybe you need to start thinking about the incentive because that's just human psychology. is my favorite. As the rule breaker of business, as somebody who thrives in expression and wants to see my audience be their most expressive, loud self, is share. Share yourself. Get loud about yourself. I have, over the last 3 weeks, created so much like indirect content that has allowed me to get loud and celebrate what I'm creating that is intrigued and built curiosity. And the worst thing that I see people do is they go onto a new platform or they start to create something new in their business and they just sprinkle it out there, just waiting for the universe fairies to figure it out for them. Take charge in what it is that you want. You activate your frequency when you step into that energy. And so you want to be putting yourself out there and getting loud. I've been going into other groups on Facebook, sharing the content that I'm creating, celebrating the milestones that I'm reaching. And it's really allowing people to get curious about me and my brand and what I'm building. So if you're not getting loud about your YouTube, get loud about it. How do you expect people to find you when you are not marketing yourself? And if you were going to open up a brick and mortar business right now, you'd be marketing yourself. You'd be getting out there. You'd be having a launch party. These are things that you want to be thinking about. And just because we're in the online space doesn't mean that we close all market and communication. Have a celebration, have a launch party, have a competition to kickstart your YouTube. These are great ways to really start the energy from this high peak of momentum. And energy is your wealth, energy is your success, energy is everything. And so you want to start it with a bang. You don't just want to sprinkle out your energy. You want to make sure that when people access your space, they are feeling the bang and the connection in the highest possible good. So get loud, get expressive, and really let people feel the momentum of what you're creating. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, drop me a like and subscribe down below. What I'm going to do is drop the link to my hot audience workshop inside of the comment section. This is my workshop that takes you through how to build a hot audience that love to pay you in business, whilst also applying 15 sales strategies in a workbook that you can integrate to increase your sales in business.